So it is Thursday night, and Game 2 of Lakers Warriors just wrapped up. We're giving our live reactions to what was an eventful Game 2 if you're a Warriors fan, and not so great if you're a Lakers fan. How are y'all feeling?
Fantastic as the Lakers hater. This was beautiful. A beautiful showing from the Warriors. A masterclass from Steve Kerr. It is great to see the series back at 1-1, and I'm very excited to hear what y'all have to say about this game.
Bro, I feel terrible. I feel terrible. I saw Tristan Thompson dunk for the first time since I was 16 years old. What was that? I saw Tristan Thompson in playing time. I saw Shaquille Harrison out there. He looked like Russell Westbrook to me. I was so confused.
Yeah, Tristan Thompson spotting is crazy. For those who don't know, Game 1 of the series, the Lakers came out. They defeated the Warriors in Oakland, or in San Francisco, I should say. And it was a Darvin Ham masterclass, and they had a perfect game plan. They didn't allow Steph to eat off ball. They just had Anthony Davis in the paint, destroying anything the Warriors want to do at the rim. It was everything you want to see as a Lakers fan. The Game 2, Steve Kerr made all the right adjustments. And they came out, and I don't even know if the game's over. We're recording this in the fourth quarter because the Lakers were down by 30. But it's not close. Steve Kerr realized that they're not going to be able to do the off-ball shit that they always do against the Lakers, who are going to top block it and prevent Steph from getting the ball. So they said, okay, we're going to give Steph Curry the ball every time, and he's going to run a million pick and rolls, and you're not going to be able to deny it. And it worked.
Absolutely. And to help spread out the floor a lot more, they clapped Kevon Looney's minutes and put in Michael Green, who was actually he's been a quality player over the last few years of his career, and they dusted
15.
him off. Yeah, he had 15. I want to say I saw this graphic on ESPN said he got 23 minutes for the entirety of the playoffs, and in only I think 15 minutes of play, he had 13 points. Shot 2 for 5 or something like that from 3, or he made 3 threes or something like that. He was magnificent. He was honestly a game changer for them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was great. And it was more so just getting Kevon Looney out of there, because in Game 1, Anthony Davis was just a god amongst men with the paint on defense, because the Warriors had zero spacing with Draymond and Kevon Looney in there, which, as we've seen over the years, can work with the right matchups. But when you have a defense that was as tightly knit and as smart of a game plan as the Lakers had against them Game 1, they just had to have the spacing because they got 0 shots at the rim. I think the free throw discrepancy last game was over 25 of a difference.
Yeah.
So, but this game, like you said, without Looney in there, they had all the space in the world. Steph was eating at the rim again. The Lakers have a lot of adjustments to make, I'll say that.
Yeah, exactly. Bro, Donovan, I need to hear this later. You have that smile on your face. You're grinning. Let's just hear it.
Nah, I mean, listen, the big things is that, one, the Warriors also got out, they got out in transition. They had 17 transition. They had 17 points in transition in this game. They had 14 in Game 1, but it didn't feel like they were able to get out running, right? So they definitely felt faster tonight.
Yeah, because they're smaller, right?
Yeah,
it helps.
And the thing that you're talking about, putting Curry into these pick and rolls, it's what we saw in Game 7 and against the Kings. He ran a million pick and rolls there, and you're gonna, if the Warriors want to be successful, I think that they're gonna have to do that for the rest of the series.
No, for sure.
Yeah, especially because Vando is guarding him the same way that Davion Mitchell is, and when you have these guys who are ultra aggressive, you have to get them off you kind of high and kind of fast. So there's that. The rebounding also was not an issue tonight. They won on the boards, and even though the Lakers, the Lakers were 10 of 17 from the free throw line today, right? Under 60%. You have to be able to get there, and you have to be able to convert. That's the problem. It's all of that. And the fact that Anthony Davis did not show up. He didn't play well tonight. He didn't play well.
And it's interesting why, because it was very, very different experience from Game 1, and you could tell the Warriors took that experience from Game 1 and said, we're not letting that shit happen again.
Yeah.
Because in Game 1, he ate on the boards. I think he had 17. He had 20 rebounds, right? Because he had a 30 and 20 game.
He had 23 rebounds. He had 7 tonight.
And it was basically because Kevon Looney just could not keep up with him. He was too slow-footed, too small. AD was dominating him on the boards, offensive and defensively. And every time they gave him the ball facing up, he was just way too quick for him. Mm-hmm. So, like we said, they took Looney out of the starting lineup and basically put Draymond on him all game. They had Draymond as a primary defender, and every wing, especially Wiggins, was helping a lot on AD rolls at the rim. They were coming in at the nail, which basically means by the free throw line, and double teaming him, forcing Rui Hachimura Austin Reeves, Dennis Schroeder, all these wing players to beat them in open threes. And AD's not good at passing out of those or knowing how to attack sooner so you can't throw the double. So it really has neutralized them.
Yeah, 100%. You're gonna see that like in the field goal attempts. He only took 11 shots tonight, which is ridiculous.
Pretty good to the rim.
And then obviously, right, like he doesn't play the whole fourth quarter. It is what it is. But his first half was extremely disappointing because I think he finished the first half with like 5 points or something like that. And it's disappointing because LeBron came out, and this was probably as athletic and smooth as I've seen LeBron in a couple of games, right? Like there's times where like you'll see the burst from LeBron on a play or two. He's timing his chase downs. He was on go mode in the first half. He finished with 21 points, and he came out in the second half 1 for 5 from the field, 2 points in that third quarter. Everything kind of just unraveled. But the fact that Davis wasn't able to figure it out sooner and get LeBron some help, keep that game within and it was low-key still in striking distance because it was like 11 points. You could still do something in a half. But to not have that game as close as it was with LeBron playing like that, I think that's disappointing from Anthony Davis, and that's the problem. But this is one of those things. This is one of the reasons why I don't think that the Lakers are going to win this series, is because I don't think that you can consistently trust Anthony Davis to give you. Anthony Davis should average 28 and 12 this entire series.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Do you at least agree on that? Like he's clearly the most physically
it's not that
talented.
simple though.
Do you agree on that though? That he's the most physically talented player in the
for sure. He has matchup advantages that we saw in game 1, but this isn't necessarily about that. It's more so about the Warriors seeing that advantage and just eliminating it. They just said, okay, well, your biggest advantage here is Kevon Looney and our other bigs cannot guard you. So they're not going to guard you. They made the adjustment and said Draymond's going to guard you, who is one of the few players in the world that are equipped to guard basically everybody. So I don't think it's as simple as like Anthony Davis is the biggest guy. He has his advantage. He should eat. But like it's more so props to the Warriors. And now we have to see, is Darvin Ham going to come back in game 3 with his adjustment to that adjustment, you know?
Because exactly.
If it's nothing Anthony Davis can do if the game plan is run high pick and rolls and they have to throw 2 bodies at him every time.
I understand what you're saying. I don't expect 38 and 23 every night from AD. I think coming out and obviously like 11 and 7 is ridiculous. He's a bucket away from a triple single, and it's just like if you are our AD, and this bad games happen, right? I'm not gonna act like Steph is gonna finish with. Steph is gonna finish with like 20 points. It was like a quiet night for him. It was right. He wasn't crazy either, so I understand that like the numbers aren't always gonna reflect the impact. But for Anthony Davis to be in this series and be as talented as he is, and we're saying all year, like, oh, AD's back. He's here on both ends of the floor, right? Top 5 player in the world, and for you to come out and you getting locked up, like if this happens,
he's killing agendas.
Huh?
He's killing people's agendas, bro. That's what it is.
Yeah.
He's strengthening mine. I'll tell you that.
No, for sure. I mean, it's also, we're talking about the Warriors, who are the smartest defense for the last decade, and they just beat his ass tonight. Like, they won before the game started with the game plan, and he didn't do a good job of being able to figure that out. But it's going to come down to, can Darvin Ham figure out a way to allow him to figure it out? Because we just know AD's not going to beat you as a playmaker, and that's what the Warriors forced him to do tonight. He's not good at that. So if it continues to be they play the same way and try to run this square peg into the round hole, AD's got to play like shit. So you're right. That is his biggest flaw is being exposed by a team that knows how to expose it. So I don't disagree with you. I just think now it comes down to, is Darvin Ham going to do his part as a coach to put him in the best position to succeed?
Yeah,
and
exactly.
how would you do that?
I have to watch it again. I can't tell you on one watch, but probably they do a lot of things where they, back in the the Lakers 2020 title run, they did a lot of those really low pick and rolls with LeBron and AD from the elbow.
Yeah.
They did that because there's less room for a weak side defender to rotate and slide in front of AD. Probably have to do stuff like that because right now these high pick and rolls, it's just too easy for Andrew Wiggins to slide in and force Rui Hachimura to make threes. So probably has to be a lot of crazy stuff like that. That can't just be basic pick and rolls.
Yeah, you're speaking gospel right now. Speaking of gospel, there's a lot of ways to go around and get through those things. Obviously, none of us are NBA head coaches. We don't do this shit for our job. We just like to watch it for fun and talk about what we see from our new perspective. But like, this is just the game of adjustments. This is where coaches,
For sure.
players' weaknesses get completely exposed, and this is where the coaches, like, their coaching jobs and their legacies are on the line. And if Darvin Ham decides to run the exact same type of offense and like run these high pick and rolls and shit, like, then they're probably done for. Do I expect him to do that? No. Do you think LeBron's gonna sit here and let that happen? Hell no.
Exactly, for sure. That's the key. LeBron in the game one was playing like Al Horford. I've been saying it a lot throughout the season. He's been like purposely playing off ball, letting D'Lo and Reeves be the guys to cook, and AD be the guy to run through in the pick and roll. And LeBron just plays off ball as a connector. And then when he gets transition opportunities, he'll get his points and do his part. But he has not been the primary ball handler. I think the Warriors made it clear tonight he has to be. If they're going to choose to play through AD, the Warriors know how to stop that. An AD offense is not a good matchup against the Warriors. It has to be LeBron-led offense. So we're going to find out, is LeBron playing off ball and slow because he's hurt and he can't be the guy to run pick and rolls every play? Or is he saving it for when he needs to, and now's the point where he needs to?
Man, right before the first half ended, I saw Gary Payton talk to him, and I thought we were in for a masterclass second half. But he just ended up taking 5 shots and scored like 2 points. So
Yeah, man, it's been weird. It's been real weird. He looks very mortal and very old. But is it because the foot, or is it because he's old and tired? I don't know.
It's a little bit of both.
Combination of all.
It's both. We've seen LeBron pace himself throughout games for years now. So I think it's that. I also think that the foot is a problem. You know,
he doesn't run fast. Like when he runs fast, it pops on the screen. You're like, oh shit, he's trying. Like he clearly doesn't have it in him to do that burst every time. It's probably painful. It's probably not as effective right now. Which is, that's if you're gonna take the pessimistic view, that's not gonna change probably until we get surgery in the offseason. So it's I can see you not having faith in him.
This will be the first time he gets surgery, right, in his career.
Oh yeah, it's awful.
He's probably had surgeries in the past couple of years. Those injuries he's had, I don't know. I don't know. It was groins and stuff, so you don't really need a surgery for a pulled groin.
No, I don't think he's had a major
surgery. Well, he's had the hairline surgery to get the plug-ins. So
That's good.
But, yeah, man. Like Mo said, like this is like a game of adjustments, and this is it's going to be a disservice because most of the conversation around the series is going to be AD good, AD bad, LeBron good, LeBron bad. It's going to be real simple, but like. This is a adjustment masterclass we're seeing so far these first 2 games, like we've said. Like they're going back and forth, and we're seeing high level basketball from high level coaches. It's going to be incredible to keep watching, and I hope that gets attention.
You know what's not high level though. Real quick,
what?
Jordan Poole's not high level.
Bro, you had Zendaya out there. You're known for going crazy when the good looking women are out. And you knew that? Oh my God,
Jordan Poole tonight, 16 minutes. 6 points on 0 2 from 3. He is there's times where he looks unplayable, and I would not be shocked if his
fraud watch.
And I would not be shocked if his minutes stay kind of the same here, and they get eaten up by GP2 and DiVincenzo, because it's not only the defense and the defensive laps from Jordan Poole. It's just small mistakes from golly. It's small mistakes from Poole that are an issue. And I think the biggest mistake, or the one that popped out to me, was at the end of the first half, where I think Steph had just scored a bucket and Poole's running down the floor. You know that there's like 3 seconds left, and he slips and falls, and he starts like puts on the turbos to try and catch up to Schroeder. And I knew it when I saw him put his head down to run, that he was going to foul Schroeder going into half. And what does he do? Can't control himself, gets caught in the air, foul Schroeder, gives the other team 2 free throws, kills all the momentum going in. It's small things like that where I think that Poole hasn't like he just can't help himself from doing those things. Yeah. And I think that there's going to be a whole bunch of other there's going to be other players that aren't going to make those mental mistakes, and that they're going to get that run. So I wouldn't be shocked if I saw Jordan Poole less and less.
Absolutely right about that. Yeah, why would I play Jordan Poole when he's literally only giving you 6 points a night, and like he's a 0 on defense? Like it makes 0 sense. So that's on point, Donovan. I'd rather have guys like DiVincenzo, obviously GP2. Hell, throw Moses Moody in there because he can give me some fucking rebounds, bro. Like,
hard.
Yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
dog.
I remember during game 1, I was saying in our group chat, when I was watching the game, I was like, I love Jordan Poole minutes as the Lakers fan. I was like, keep him out there. I love this. And he had hit like 3 threes after I said that, and I was like, I don't care. He's still a -4 for the game for a reason. Like, it's gonna, in totality, it'll average itself out, and it'll be Jordan Poole production.
100%.
And what do you know? The game 1 ended with him taking a deep 3 for the win that did not go in. Like,
It wasn't a bad shot though. I don't think
it was an okay shot.
It's like what
It was not bad.
but
It was
like
unnecessarily difficult shot. They could have got something better that time.
like what?
Anything else? Just don't pull that and let the offense continue to move.
I mean, they had 10 seconds left. He was at the apex of his shot, and he had not a single hand up. We've seen him hit shots like that before. And so, like, if he makes it, like, we're all screaming and dancing, make your miss league, it's not that big of a deal, not that big of a shot. I just
If you were
it's
Steph
like
Curry,
Georgia
do you
Poole.
want to see? If you're Steph Curry, do you want to see that shot be taken?
I mean, no, but Steph was doubled, and everybody's saying like, oh, Poole could have taken a step in. If Poole takes a dribble and takes a step in, Vanderbilt's coming over and he's sending that shot to the stands. Like,
yeah, he should have taken a step in. That does not make sense at all with the speed of a game.
Yeah,
he should have attacked the closeout, kept kicking the ball out, played their Spurs basketball to like to play, and kept the ball moving.
I don't know.
That's fair.
I don't hate the shot as much as anybody else. I understand it's not the best shot, but I also don't think it was one of the worst options that they had.
Oh yeah.
So,
yeah, it's a fine option.
So like, I'll live with it. It's okay.
It's you know the old adage: pass up the good shot to find a great shot.
Yeah,
there was time to find a great shot. I think.
Yeah, but listen, the way Poole was cooking, because he was just throwing up some prayers in game 1, and they were going in. So I bet you he probably thought like, oh, listen, I'm hot. I can do it. So I don't hate it.
Yeah. Mo, I'll ask you this as the third party unbiased member. Who do you think's winning the series now after what you've seen?
Man, this is tough.
You saw a great game
I
from
want
both
to
teams.
say, yeah, you saw a good game from the Lakers, but an even better game in my opinion from the Warriors. Blew them out by 27, which is insane. It's tough, so tough to see. Like I know what to expect from the Warriors. Nothing from Jordan Poole. Like I expect Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, Kevon Looney, JaMychal Green now, and Steph, of course, to like do their thing. But for the Lakers, like I said a couple podcasts ago, or maybe last podcast, I just don't know what to expect out of Austin Reeves, D'Angelo Russell, and Dennis Schroeder. I know what Rui Hachimura is going to do. He's going to outscore the opposing team's entire bench. But it's just like, it depends on what these other guys do around Anthony Davis and how Darvin Ham more so just like decides to readjust. So I want to say this series is going to 7. To who's gonna win it? I don't know. I literally couldn't tell you. It's going 7 though.
Yeah, for me, it comes down to game 3. We saw the Lakers come out with a great game plan to start, piss on the Warriors, and they make the adjustment, come back, defecate on the Lakers. So I feel like now it comes down to Darvin Ham saw their game plan. Now it's his chance to make adjustment off of that. And I think that's typically how it goes, right? You see a lot of splits in the first 2 games for this reason, is that both teams take a game to see what the other's game plan is going to be. And from there, they make their really is usually one big adjustment to make for each team.
Yeah.
So really, at 1-1, the series kind of starts now, depending on what Darvin Ham pulls out next game.
So what do you have? You have Lakers in 7 and 6?
I reserve judgment until we see what Darvin Ham does in game 3.
Nah, make a prediction, stand on your word. What is it?
He said, fuck all that shit. Give me a prediction now.
At this point, all we've seen is the better adjustment from Steve Kerr. So at this point, you'd have to pick the Warriors, but I have faith that, not I have faith, but I won't be surprised if Darvin Ham pulls out something that evens the playing field. So Warriors in 7, I guess, but I think after next game that could change.
Okay. Fair.
Just if I'm being fair and actually reacting to what we see change.
Yeah. No, well, I can't even remember. What did you have pre-series?
I don't think we decided pre-series because we didn't know who was playing. It was
between pods because it wasn't. We recorded before Game 7 of Kings Warriors, so we never really got predictions out there.
Yeah, but like offline. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I really didn't even think about it. I mean, I'm fucking biased. I probably was like Lakers are gonna win it.
But
But I've been worried about the Warriors matchup as a Lakers fan because I knew they're a smart defense that can scheme out Anthony Davis.
Mm-hmm.
And I mostly was worried because LeBron didn't look like LeBron in round one. That's kind of what it comes down to me is that if we see him flip the switch and is willing to look like early season LeBron, last year LeBron averaging 30, if he can do that, then I'll feel comfortable saying Lakers in 7. But I have to either see that or Darvin Ham make an adjustment that can get AD going again.
All right. Sounds good.
You're still rocking with the Warriors?
Yeah. I mean, clearly. But like I've Warriors in 6.
Do you have any worry
6?
of that? Like,
my biggest worry, and it's not even like from an NBA rig type of thing, but it's the free throw stuff. I think like the
I'm glad you mentioned that.
It's because like you look at tonight, the Warriors are plus 33 on the 3-point line, and so they were plus 45 last game, plus 33. They're blowing them out on the 3-point line. That's clearly where they're getting their advantage. The Lakers were able to nullify that last time because they got 20 more free throws than they were, and you're able to even the playing field, even though they're like technically the math doesn't math up, but
but
it is what it is. But tonight, the Lakers took one more free throw than the Warriors, and if that's even, and now you're plus 33 on the 3-point line, and you look up, oh yeah, the Warriors are up 27. So I think if the Warriors can do a good job like they did tonight of defending without fouling and not sending the Lakers to the free throw line, then I think that they can get it done in 6. And I have confidence in them that they can do that for the reason that you said. They're a really smart defense, things like that.
Oh yeah, if they do what they did tonight and how they, because that free throw thing ties into how they cut off Anthony Davis and didn't allow him to get to the rim. Like the Lakers get a lot of free throws consistently, not because everybody on Twitter is rigged. The NBA wants them in the finals, but they're the best rim pressure team in the NBA with LeBron and AD, and Reeves and D'Lo are good at drawing fouls too, and Dennis is fast, gets to the rim. The team that drives the most typically gets the most free throws.
They were number one in the NBA in free throws, dude. And
the
for
Warriors
a reason. Were like 30. They were literally dead last for a reason too.
Yeah. But so we saw the Warriors were able to cut off the rim from the biggest threats on the Lakers, and of course the free throws went down because if you shoot less at the rim, you're getting fouled less. So
yeah,
I agree. If we don't see a big adjustment at Darvin Ham to nullify that rim shot advantage, then the free throw thing is going to come back either, and they have no fucking chance.
Leaders in free throws tonight, in terms of free throw attempts, Dennis Schroeder, Tristan Thompson, and Max Christie.
Tristan Thompson?
Lakers. Wow.
Oh, for the Lakers. Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah. For all of them had
for the game.
No. All of them had 4 free throw attempts tonight. The leaders for the Lakers, Reeves and Russell, no free throw attempts tonight.
Tough. Yeah, Reeves had a rough game. There was a lot resting on his shoulders, along with Rui, with how they were defending the Stars. Not the best showing from Austin Reeves.
Yeah.
It is what it is. Yeah, man. They just didn't have a good game. I'm worried about Austin Reeves. I'm worried about Dennis Schroeder. I don't think he's had a good... he's had a terrible series so far against the Lakers. And so... I don't...
Yeah, he's been dealing with an injured hand, though.
Oh, he has an injured hand? I didn't even know that.
Yeah, it was messing with him bad at the end of the last series. And before the series started, he was like, I'm feeling better. I can deal with it more. So maybe it's not a thing. Maybe he's just playing like shit. But that has been lingering.
Yeah, it's interesting. Lingering or not, we need more. The Lakers need more for him. Austin Reeves, the Lakers need more. Point blank, period. And, bro, I just love dumbing my brain down just so I can have fun and engage in the stupid ass arguments and conversations on Twitter. Like people talk about some Anthony Davis and how inconsistent he is, and they dropped the meme. It was of Bruno Mars today. I don't feel like doing anything, and it was fucking hilarious. And
the lazy song.
Yeah,
I saw one meme that was like game 2. I said Anthony Davis every other game, and it was a clip of somebody watching security footage. They're like, "What the fuck going on in Atlanta?" And a car disappears on the security footage.
It's accurate as hell, bro. Yeah. Great. And then I saw another one. It was like Anthony Davis. It was like Anthony Davis tonight, and you saw it was Kobe Bryant disappearing, fucking with the cameraman. He just stopped.
Oh yeah.
Behind the big ass wall.
I mean, it's interesting because
playoffs.
Anthony Davis is getting a slander, and on the surface, he deserves it. He didn't score well. He scored well first game, so it's fine. But like, it's so interesting because that first game, people were like, "Oh shit, we're disrespecting Anthony Davis too much." Like, I guess we should talk about that game a little bit. He was crazy. Like, this man has been Bill Russell since the playoffs started on defense.
Yeah, absolutely. Why are you shaking your head, Donovan?
No, because I mean, it's just Anthony Davis is the dichotomy of man. Like he's like, he's truly just like on one, like literally in the span of 3 days. And this is really like his whole career is like on one end, like when Anthony Davis is at his best, he's a top 5 player in the world, maybe best player in the world, very unstoppable, very dominant. And then not even 48 hours later, he turns around and he's at 11-7, and you're just wondering, like just looking at it from the outside, you're just looking at it like, yo, what is happening? Like why can't you just be dominant for 4 straight games and do this? And so it's like,
sometimes you have Kevon Looney on you, sometimes you have Draymond Green on you. It's different. Like the circumstances changed.
I mean, but it's like I understand what you're saying. I feel like, and we've had this conversation a lot. I feel like you give Anthony Davis just a little bit too much grace, because I think that if you are going to laud somebody, I personally right now I'm not asking Anthony Davis to go win a championship. But I think that if you are going to consider somebody like a top 3 player in the world, right? But both best player on both ends of the floor, right? Things like that, right? You were low-key firing up 80 versus Giannis conversations if he kept playing if he kept playing like that. If you're going to hold him in that regard, and it's like Kevon Looney stopping you, like you know, like Draymond stopping you, like that's a little much.
That's the thing. I don't hold him to those. That's why I don't think he's Nikola Jokic. I don't think he's Steph Curry, LeBron James. You know what I mean? I think he's the next tier of I think he's the best defensive player in the NBA, and he is a very good offensive player that isn't in the upper echelon. Mm-hmm. So he's the type of offensive player that is amazing, but the best defense in the NBA, the smartest defenders can counter him. And then, you know what I mean? There's stuff to exploit in his game. He's like you're not going to find a way to counter Steph Curry out of the game entirely, because he's so good and is so smart and versatile. He can find ways to get out of it because he has a type of skills that can counter your counter. AD's not that level of offensive player. He's like a Kyrie level offensive player or whatever. That's amazing, but you can find ways to get them out of the game. You know what I mean? No, so I think that's what it is.
I understand. I understand what you're saying. I
just don't think he's a top 3 player. That's the difference. I don't think he's that.
I think the conversation with a lot of people is, especially when you see games like he had in game 1, and then you instantly go and like vault him like that. Because I do think like the way he was playing early in the season, we were talking, and I even said it, like if he keeps playing like this, like he is top 5, right? Because of his impact on the defensive end, because he was averaging like 35 or something like that. And so it's very, very frustrating to watch him flip flop back and forth between games, between game 1 and game 2. And it's frustrating because you know that obviously like he's 6'10", he's super athletic, he can do everything, he has all the talent, he's just not as consistent as you would like. And so that's the frustrating part.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I think at times it's just like for the player with his skill set is just natural, like with his skill set and also like his position, it's just natural for bigs at a lot of the time to like be super limited. And I think it's at times it can be easier to take a big out of the game because like they don't have the ball in their hands.
Exactly.
And, like the game is entirely like based on their coach and also like the lead guard. And so like if you're like someone like Giannis who has a completely different game, but like the difference between him and Giannis is like Giannis is just super unguardable because he has OD athleticism across the board.
Yeah.
Super
better ball handler too.
Athleticism. Yeah, exactly. You know?
Yeah, that's what it is.
Like the structure of Giannis's team and all that stuff. I feel like there's just like key reasons. Well, not even key reasons, just like structural reasons as to why like AD plays like this from day to day, and Giannis is just consistently running through a wall, anybody at any time.
Yeah, you're right, 100% right. Watching Giannis, Jokic, and Embiid be the offensive players they are and creators they are at that size has spoiled us into thinking that's normal. But AD is not a elite shot creator or anything of that sort. He is the reason you could have an argument for him being top 5 in the world is because he's arguably the number 1 defensive player in the world that is when he's healthy, and one of the best play finishers. But he's not a play creator. That's just not his game. If it was his game, then he would be the best player in the world, like easily. If he had the shot off the dribble shot making ability of Joel Embiid or the ball handling of Giannis, it wouldn't even really be a conversation. He would be perfect. But he's not. He has a big flaw, and that's his ability to create his own shot.
I think we got spoiled also like way earlier in his career when he had nobody. Well, not nobody. Shout out to Drew Holiday and our boys, but like he was different in New Orleans. He got to feast in New Orleans, but the second you put a real structure around him and play real winning basketball, like that's just not the way. That's just not like the best option. And tackle that on top of like injuries and blah blah. Like it's just this is the best version of Anthony Davis if you're trying.
For sure, and he also had the young player benefit of the doubt that he's gonna keep getting better. That always biases people. That's why people say Luka's like top 3 in the world right now because he's so young. So they have that cognitive bias. That's like, oh, what is he gonna be in 4 years? And they just assume he'll fix all his errors. And that's kind of what we have at young AD. Why people are putting in those conversations.
Real quick, this is why AD is frustrating. This is everything. This is everything. Game 2 of the first round on, right? He had and this is his points: 13, 31, 12, 31, 16, 30, 11. It's literally every other game. Like I'm not making this up. Like he's frustrating every other night, and it's like, can you put back-to-back 20-point games? Can you please do that? Please. That's all I'm asking at this point. Score 20 back-to-back games, and I will give you $100, Anthony Davis. Please.
But the thing is, that point I agree. Inconsistent offensively.
At that point, that's the only level I'm asking for. I'm not asking. I'm not even asking for 30 and 20. Score 20 in back-to-back games, please. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
That's hilarious. That's what that is. That's fucking hilarious.
Yeah. This is AD though.
I think it's all we have to say about the series. It was a crazy first 2 games. I think it's time to move on to the next series.
The NBA playoffs are here, so let's talk about Underdog Fantasy, the best and easiest way to play fantasy sports online, and it's super simple to get in on the action. You can play online or you can play in the app, and all you have to do is hit higher or lower on your favorite or least favorite players' entries for the night. And if you get all of your entries correct, you can win up to 20 times your money in a single night of hoops. And if you sign up today with promo code TD3, Underdog will double your initial deposit up to $100. And that's free money to play around with and to make more entries. The playoffs are here. There's games every night. So get in on the action right now. And again, sign up with promo code TD3.
I think we should start this second half of the pod talking about Nuggets versus Suns.
Let's do it. we listen, there's some takes to get off here.
Yeah. I'm trying to think about where to start. So, for those who don't know, the Denver Nuggets are currently leading the Phoenix Suns 2-0. Is it a surprising outcome? Let me ask you that first.
It's surprising in the way that it's happened, but I don't think it's surprising that the Nuggets are up 2-0.
Yeah.
What about you, Mo?
I mean, like, I wouldn't say it's a surprising outcome, like Donovan said. It's just like the way it happened. CP3 getting hurt. Oh no! Who saw that coming? Who saw that coming?
It's weird because I think everybody kind of counted the Nuggets out for a lot of the second half of the season because the annoying MVP narratives were happening and they were losing a lot of games for whatever reason in the second half. Everyone kind of forgot that they were the 1 seed for a reason, and combine that with everybody, including myself, crowning the Suns as like the team to beat in the West. It was easy to go into the series forgetting that the Nuggets are the favorites in the West, right? Like they were for a reason.
Yeah.
So it's been kind of confirmation of what we thought months ago, but surprising for what we thought recently. I'll put it that way.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't think it's that surprising though, because
it's not. I don't think so either.
Yeah, like the one thing that I did say coming into the playoffs was the reason why I didn't agree with you, Isaac, that the Suns would be like, like the title favorite, that we should pick them to come out the West, is because we would be asking Chris Paul and Kevin Durant to stay healthy for 2 months. And would you look at that? Chris Paul once
Yep.
again gets hurt in the playoffs. It's clockwork at this point.
Fucking
It's just-
clockwork.
Yeah,
And
what's wrong with
now-
him specifically this time? Is it a groin or something or what?
Groin. Yep.
Yeah.
Pulled his groin playing defense. Scrambling for a loose ball.
Old ass.
Yeah, just old man shit, right? Like, you can't try too hard or he's going to fall apart.
Yeah.
and it happens every year, right? So I just, at this point, there's two things that you can expect from Chris Paul is that he's going to get hurt in the playoffs and that he's going to lose a Scott Foster ref game. Like those are the only two things that are certain. And
Constance in his life.
exactly. And it happened again. So now Phoenix has absolutely no playmaking, right?
Yeah.
They have Devin Booker and Kevin Durant who can get midi jumpers all day, but after that, no depth. DeAndre Ayton is getting cooked by Jokic, and they have nothing to offer in terms of like winning this series.
Yeah, so we know for a fact Chris Paul is going to miss games 3 and 4, and then he'll be reevaluated at that point because it'll be exactly a week after the injury. Are they going to survive 2 more games without him? But
Bro.
so you guys are both shaking your head, but
No.
he wasn't good. He's been pretty crap. Like, I think. Go ahead, Mo.
It just depends on what you're gonna get from a lot of the other guys, and also on top of that, like they have to adjust play style wise.
Yeah.
They have some of the best shooters in the NBA, of course, mid range shooters specifically. But with the way things are and just the simple mathematics in the NBA, they're dead last in 3-point attempts, and even when they like do decide to jack up threes, it's like. And it's not in the most natural offensive flowy way. It's like, okay, KD, go ahead, cook, Hezzy,
Yeah.
pull up over you, and I'm shooting that motherfucker. Devin Booker, he's gonna give you a jab, wait for like 3 seconds, and then he's pulling. It's not like free flowing at all. You know?
Yeah, I'm glad you said that. Like, cause we're being reductive when we're talking about they're losing. First thing we talk about is Chris Paul being hurt, as if that's why they're losing.
Yeah.
But Chris Paul played a game and a half. It's not why they're losing. They were just as crap with him playing. And I think it's for reasons that you're talking about. And it's the reasons that everybody kind of expected when the trade happened that we all kind of let ourselves forget about. And this is a team that's never played together before the last 12 games. Like, sure, there were 11-1 coming into this series, but it's only 12 games that they played together. Like, it's not a lot of time to find a groove. And the offense is stale as shit because of it. Like you said, they call a screen and nothing happens after. The screen doesn't work. They stand around and call for another one. There's no secondary actions. There's no players cutting off of each other, having a feel for where players are going to be. Like, you watch that game, then you watch the Warriors, and you see a Steph Curry handoff, and then when he peels around, Draymond knows the cut from the corner, and Poole comes to the corner to replace him. Like, they're moving in sync. There's none of that with the Suns.
And it's not like we're asking or expecting like them to even replicate 50% of that. The league can't do that in general, but like, can you incorporate some at least 15%, 10% of some movement in your offense?
Yeah,
Donovan.
I guess some kind of off-ball action. Just one.
Nope. But I think that's one of the main reasons why Chris Paul's injury is so devastating, because at least Chris Paul knows how to play basketball and he knows how to set everybody else up. And so if you don't have that feel, that like innate feel amongst Devin Booker, Kevin Durant, all that stuff, you can at least count on Chris Paul saying, okay, we have to make something happen. You go here. Like, I can create a little bit of something and at least get you in the right spot to where all you have to focus on is getting buckets. Now, Durant and Booker have to focus on setting everybody else up as well. And that kind of takes away from what they're best at, which is just getting buckets. And so it's like, unless we're going to see Devin Booker go for 47 the way that he did against the Clippers, or 48, whatever it was, right? But unless he goes crazy, I don't think the Suns have a chance in the series.
Yeah,
to win at all. They might get swept. They might get
Okay, that's so crazy to say. They're
They'll
not
get one
Why?
or two.
Why? Why is that
Kevin
crazy?
Durant. So it's okay. It's not crazy. You're right. It's not crazy.
You had Kevin Durant last year. You had Kevin Durant last year, and you got swept too.
Yeah.
So
You're right. I don't think they'll get swept. I think they'll win a game, maybe 2. But I don't see a world where they beat the Nuggets, because the fact that, one, we talked about this team would do better than most teams that trade for a star midseason because Kevin Durant is so malleable and can play with any style of play. He just fits in any team and doesn't, commandeer a team like somebody like James Harden would if they came in halfway through a year. And we're seeing that to a negative effect, though, because this is a Devin Booker team that Kevin Durant is the sidekick for.
It's
Not
so
a single
backwards.
second in these games. Yep. Not a single second of these games has it looked like a Kevin Durant team or looked like he's been the main guy on this team. This is a Devin Booker ass team.
Yeah. They're treating this like as if like Devin Booker's Curry, and he has that type of effect offensively.
Not even, because I think like even like when KD was on the Warriors, like I think there was still a little bit of like Steph saying like, I'll let you go ahead and be the primary option. Obviously everything is built around Steph's movement.
Yeah.
But like they kind of like see it and say like, okay, Kevin, like you can go and you can get yours, and like you can focus on doing what you have to do. Everybody else is just gonna fall in line, and like that's because of Steph. Devin is obviously not Steph Curry, and he's still in the mindset of like, okay, like I still have to score to make this team successful, which is kind of true. Like he's not gonna be, like he's not gonna be the playmaker. Yeah, he's not gonna be Chris Paul. So he has to go out and he has to get 35 while also making sure that Kevin Durant is in the best position to get 35, but like those aren't their jobs. And at this point, if Chris Paul is going to be hurt, that's Monty Williams' job to try to get them easy buckets, which was something that we said in the Clipper series that wasn't happening. Was that KD wasn't getting easy buckets, and now you're playing a better team with Nikola Jokic on the other side, and you can't go bucket for bucket with them.
Yeah, so it's not Devin Booker's fault at all. It's not like he needs to get KD touches. It's that it's just they haven't played long enough together, right? Like they didn't have any way to install actions for KD or figure out the best ways to put KD into his positions. Like this core has been playing together for years, so they're gonna do what they know and throw this guy into it. And he probably goes out there saying, "Play your game. I'm gonna fit in where I can." That's what they do. But it's to their detriment because at a certain point you have to enable your best players to have the ceiling that you would think you could have with that talent on your team. If you're not getting that 100% of KD, then you shouldn't have even traded for him. Which, no, because that's not the case because they're going to be better next year. But for this year, you're just wasting one of the 2-year windows you have.
Outside of
this is tough.
Everyone from KD, let's look at the help that they've had. Josh Okogie, through 7 playoff games, he's shooting 40% from 3. 40% from the field, actually. Sorry, and 18% from 3.
What a
Damian
switch.
Lee.
What a switch.
Yeah.
I was going to say, what?
Yeah,
Josh
my bad.
Okogie?
Yeah, my
Sniper.
bad. Damian Lee, 20% from the field, 23% from 3. Bismack Biyombo, 53%. He's only had 15 shots. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. He's doing his job. He's all right. And Landry Shamet, who you would expect to have a bigger role on this team, he's literally like the perfect prototypical guy who you'd want on a team if you're looking for more shooting and more movement and stuff like that, because he is that. Shooting 26% from the field and 25% from 3. Cameron Payne been so bad, shooting 30%, and he hasn't been getting off anything. And if the Suns want to have any sign of life, Cameron Payne is literally the next guy up off of the bench. And are you going to really rely on him? The only guy, the role player who's been stepping up is Torrey Craig, and he's been snapping, shooting 50% from 3. So
look at the names we're talking about. Yeah. This team has not shit outside of their top 4. Torrey Craig is their Lord and Savior. Torrey Craig?
Sounds like a sweep to me. It sounds like a sweep to me. I need you guys to give me a reason why they win. As you said, 2 games. I would be absolutely floored if they win 2 games.
I don't think they're winning 2 games. I just said 1 or 2, just throw a little cushion. But I think they probably get 1 just because it's hard to sweep a team with high-end talent like that. Like you said, Devin Booker can go out there and score 40. Series in the line, reputation on the line. KD can go out there and score 40. It's just hard to sweep teams. You don't see a lot of sweeps in the second round. But if you're empirically, there's no evidence that they're not going to get swept. You're right.
Yeah, it's a wrap. It's a wrap.
God, man. And what does that mean for Kevin Durant's legacy?
All right, Skip Bayless. It doesn't mean anything.
Listen,
I think
I promise you, we will talk about that in the off. Let this man get swept. let him get swept, and then we will go there.
Yeah, I think it says less about KD. I don't think it says much about KD. I think it says more about the Suns team building.
Yeah,
and not even necessarily that they did anything wrong, because when you get a chance to trade for KD, listen, they tried last summer, it didn't work out. Another chance came, you have to take it. And I think they probably knew this year isn't the year they're playing for, because there's a reason teams that trade for stars midseason don't win championships. It's just impossible to replenish that depth without doing it in the offseason. And I think they have to reevaluate their style of play a little bit. Because, for the last 3 years, the Suns have been by far the highest mid-range volume team in the NBA, and they make them at also by far the highest rate, so it's been okay. They've been able to maintain weirdly high offensive efficiency with weirdly low 3-point percentage. But that was when they had great depth, a great defense, and that works when you have all those things. But if you don't have those things and you're playing a team as good as the Nuggets and you're not hitting all of your mid-range shots, mathematically it's just like impossible to beat these teams that are hitting all these threes, having also the second highest offense in the league.
Yeah.
So unless they're going to replenish to the level they were at before depth-wise, or Chris Paul is going to be revitalized, I don't see how they can play it the same way.
Is Terrence Ross going to get some PT or what? Like, why did he come to this team? I'm not saying he's a lifesaver or anything like that,
creator.
But he's been... he's a content creator.
A day in my life. Wow.
Yeah, so...
No, it's over. It's over. Like, we can put the Nuggets in the conference finals again, and then they will end up playing the Lakers or the Warriors, whoever. We'll see what happens tonight. But, like, the Suns, I think their window is done. I think
their window is done?
I think their window's done. To get to what Isaac's saying is, Isaac said two things, and I'll build off of those. They're going to need to replenish their depth to the level that it was, and they're going to need Chris Paul to be revitalized. You cannot trust Chris Paul to stay healthy. He looked terrible at the beginning for a majority of this year. He's looked bad. An extra year is not going to make that any better. And then to go out and get the level of depth and get your Cam Johnson and your Mikal Bridges. Obviously, you try and make up for that with Kevin Durant. But like you said, we are waiting on Terrence Ross to get PT in this series to come and save them. They are in serious trouble right now. And I don't think that they can do both of those things. Revitalize Chris Paul, get their depth back to like a championship level in a single offseason. And so then by the time all of it like comes together, Chris Paul's going to be 40 years old, Kevin Durant's going to be 37. What are we talking about at that point?
Yeah,
I think they're done.
I see your point. Counterpoint is they have Kevin Durant and Devin Booker for the next 4 years or 3 years after this season. And we just saw what Kevin Durant plus Kyrie with a decent team of role players around them can do. They're going to have that with Devin Booker, who's probably better than Kyrie at this point, or at least on the same level, to whatever your opinion on Kyrie is. That's going to be a thing. They can trade DeAndre Ayton, who we know they didn't fucking want, that Monty Williams had never fucking wanted, and they could trade Chris Paul. Who knows what they're going to get for him, but...
That'll be so tough to do.
You getting a bag of fries for that? Some old man with a $40 million salary? Nah, I don't.
He's going to be serviceable for a few more years. I don't think it'll be that impossible. And I think maybe that's the route. If you're saying the part you disagree with the most is Chris Paul being able to be revitalized, who's to say Fred VanVleet doesn't want to walk and they figure out a sign and trade that sends Chris Paul to Toronto to go figure things out there and get them in line, and then Fred VanVleet replaces him.
That'll only work if you attach Ayton to that, but I don't even know. The money side of things are too complicated because they both...
not really. Chris Paul is a big contract. Fred VanVleet's probably going to be comparable money-wise.
We'll see.
Fred's game 40?
No.
But oh my god!
But then say they're stuck with Chris Paul, they can move Ayton.
They can definitely.
He's the most movable piece.
Yeah.
But again, like it really depends what you get out of that, because if they probably wouldn't, because the Nets were super like short-sighted in their trades with Kyrie. But if you end up with a trade like that, I don't think that you're gonna actually, now that I'm thinking about it, that honestly might be the best move, is that you try and get like these like win now pieces to try and replenish that depth and really just go all in on KD and Booker.
Can you get Jakob Poeltl and Gary Trent Jr. for DeAndre Ayton?
Is that what you want from a former number all pick?
Well, that's a sunk cost. That man is right now he's an above average center that makes $25 million a year.
I don't like that. He's an above average center, but like he's one of those players that wouldn't surprise you if he made an all-star team at least once or twice in his career.
He's not going to do it next to KD and Booker. I think we figured that out by now.
Yeah, and he doesn't like them, and they don't like him. So somebody has to go.
But just like whatever that is, like a slight downgrade in center and then another good wing. Jakob and Gary Trent isn't the worst. I mean, I pulled that out of my ass. I haven't even thought about it. I don't even know if it makes sense, but that type of framework,
it would fix a lot of their problems. It will fix a lot of their problems by just simply getting bodies who do a lot of the things that they should start doing more. And I would honestly look at that as an option, to be honest with you. It would suck because it's like, ugh, like this is my number 1 overall pick, and I'm trading him for Jakob and Gary Trent.
Listen, you're saying like those guys are nobody. Jakob isn't going to be that much different than Ayton production-wise. Yeah, Jakob's good. And then Gary Trent's a legit good shooter who's a decent defender. Like, throw that on your bench or throw that at your starting 3. I wouldn't hate that. Then they have their mid-level exception.
This team needs, you're absolutely right about that. And I don't think there's a space or a place for Ayton even in the future with like Devin Booker, if I'm being completely honest with you, just because of the seeds that were planted way early in his career, how things are going now, like he's never going to be a priority in my mind. So that honestly should
make that trade. Give your mid-level exception to Josh Richardson. Get a couple ring chasers on the back end. Like, there's a path to them being a decent team next year, doing stuff like that.
Josh Richardson,
I guess a solid 3-and-D wing.
Crazy. They are asking anybody off the street, please come save us.
No, Josh Richardson is good.
please come save us.
For a taxpayer mid-level exception, that's like $6 million a year. Josh Richardson would be a steal.
I mean, no, he's worth it. It's just the quality of the level of names that we're throwing out that can fix the Suns is ridiculous.
Yeah,
I mean, it just shows though, like they're not that far off. Like they're not completely cooked or screwed. It's just like they have all the ingredients. They just need proper utensils to cook with and like actually feast with. You know.
Nice.
They're fucking eating.
You like that analogy, don't you? You're proud of yourself for that one.
Soup with forks.
Absolutely. I'm gonna rewatch this podcast.
Yeah, they're not far off. When we're talking about a team that just can't beat the Nuggets, we're not talking about the Nuggets at all. Maybe the Nuggets are just fucking good. Maybe Jokic is just him. Like all the conversation this season, the stuff that lost him the MVP was he doesn't win in the playoffs. Does he deserve 3 in a row when he hasn't done anything? But last time we saw him healthy with Jamal Murray and Michael Porter Jr. Conference Finals, took the Lakers to 7, who won the championship.
Yeah.
Now we're fast forward to 2 years later when he finally has those guys again. It looks like he's going to beat the shit out of Kevin Durant and Devin Booker to the conference finals, potentially play the Lakers. Like, he's a good player that has made it further than most guys.
Yeah, without a lot of help too. This dude, remind you again, still doesn't have a single All-Star on his team. Jamal Murray might be the best like non-All-Star guy in the league, and he's like he could easily make one sometime throughout his career. But, still impressive regardless, dog. God, they're so deep, too.
We should mention the fact that it is announced Joel Embiid did officially win the MVP. That was announced a few days ago.
Yeah.
Congrats to Joel Embiid. We haven't talked about that enough.
Yeah. I want to say, like I said it a couple podcasts ago, it's like that is the most, like, here, damn, leave me alone award ever. Like,
hey, shut up about it. Fuck.
Yeah, exactly.
No, yeah. It is to an extent because he did win it in such convincing He won it by a landslide, right?
Yeah.
And that only happened because of the whining of Kendrick Perkins that started the whole media narrative.
The crowning achievement of Kendrick Perkins' career, by the way.
Yeah.
He single-handedly won the MVP for Joel Embiid. He deserves one of them Rolexes too. He needs that.
So that's why he won with such a landslide, realistically. But to his credit, Joel Embiid he had a season deserving of an MVP award. It's just when you compare it to like the way he won it over Jokic and the reasons is a little weird. But Joel Embiid 100% deserves to be an MVP. Absolutely. I would have been sad if he left this run with nothing to show for it because he's been legitimately like a top 3 player in the NBA for 3 straight years. And nobody gives him that credit because he hasn't won a championship and because he hasn't won an MVP. Now he's going to be like put into those stratospheres of conversations, which I'm happy for him for.
Absolutely. He deserves it, dude. He absolutely deserves it. Starting basketball when you're like 16, 15 years old with like literally no skills, your best attribute is being big. Yo, like that's insanely hard. That is insanely hard. So now I'm just like, I'm really scared for how this playoff series is going to go with or against the Boston Celtics. If he has another like stinker, the narratives are going to be so nasty. And if Jokic continues to thrive without an all-star, how many all-stars has Joel Embiid played with compared to Nikola Jokic? It's 0 to
3. Ben
Simmons, Jimmy Butler. Tobias hasn't been an all-star. Simmons, Jimmy Butler, Harden.
Yeah,
he's played with Paul Millsap. Yeah, Paul Millsap. I'm counting that. I don't give a fuck.
That's
wait, play without Horford for a year.
No, Jokic did play with Paul Millsap too. So it's like 1 to 5 so far, I think. It's cooked. Wait, yeah, it's cooked, man.
Yeah, so let's transition this into talking about the series you just alluded to. they're tied 1-1 right now with the Boston Celtics. Game 1, Joel Embiid missed with his knee injury that we're hearing more and more is more severe than was initially thought. Joel Embiid came out yesterday and said if they were to get eliminated, he should be out 3 to 4 weeks right now. So he's playing through it. He came back for game 2 after James Harden somehow beat the Celtics by himself with the best playoff game of his career in game 1. And now Joel Embiid came back and they got fucking curb stomped in game 2.
Yeah.
They got ran off the floor. They got ran off the floor. That was embarrassing. That's on the night he got his MVP too. That's embarrassing.
And I don't know what his stat line was. He was clearly hobbled. He was falling a lot. His balance was clearly off with his knee. He was on the ground nonstop. But he didn't look horrible.
I mean, he falls a lot when he's healthy. That does not mean much to me.
In the first half of the game, how many blocks did he finish with? I believe he finished with like 5 or 4 or something like that. In the first half of the game, he was an absolute, like as expected, a monster on the defensive end. But second half, that's where things just went like completely downhill. So
yeah, none of the starters played big minutes in the second half. So like it's not even like relevant to look at his final score stats.
Yeah.
But it was just a fucking ass whooping, man. Harden, like I said, Harden had the best game of his playoff career, which is funny to think about, but it is honestly true. In game 1, had a 45-point masterclass. Game 2, not good. It's just it's hard to see consistency with the Sixers team, I think. Especially with a hurt Embiid.
That's one of the reasons. It was Harden who shout out to him because I have been very hard on him kind of all year, and I haven't expected that much from him.
Oh yeah, let's talk about it.
And he had himself a game. It's about time. 13 years into the league, you have your best playoff game. So shout out to you, James. But like Boston came out in the second game, and this is part of the up and down nature of Boston. There's some games where they come out and like they look like they can beat anybody in the league, and then there's other games where shots aren't falling, defense is off, like they just look out of it. Last night was one of those ones where they fully leaned into Missoula's offense. So they're like, we are going to jack up threes all night long. We're going to shoot threes, and we're going to play the math, and everything went in. Yeah. Absolutely everything.
Not everything. Went in. Nothing. Jason Tatum shot went in.
Talk about it. Talk about Tatum real quick.
This man was 1 for 7, 0 for 3 from 3-point line. Grant, he only played 19 minutes because it was a blowout. He didn't play much the second half. 1 for 7. He had no parts of production for this game, and they still beat the living shit out of them.
That's scary.
Because Jaylen Brown had an off game 1. People talked about it. He was asked about it post game. He came out the second game, went off. He carried while Jason Tatum didn't know how to make a bucket. And that's why they're scary, right? You're talking about some nights they're off because they can't make threes. Some nights they're unstoppable because they're making them. Listen, they have 2 elite wings and only need one of them to be on their game for them to be able to win a single game. That's pretty hard to top.
Yeah, man.
It is. But Tatum comes out in game 1 and has 39 points, and then you come out with everything that you just said, and I think that's something that we saw in the final series of last year. I think a lot of us gave Tatum a lot of grace. I know there was like a subsection of people that were like, "Oh, he choked. He's not him. This or that." But like, it's your first final series. You're playing one of the best defenses in the league, right? Stuff happens. It's okay. But for him, I really don't know what it is, and I want to know if there was a moment for you guys this season where it kind of turned, because Tatum was in the MVP conversation for a good part of the first half of the year. He was driving to the basket line. He was getting fouled. He looked like he had unlocked everything. And now we're kind of back to the Tatum that we got last year, where there's a little bit of inconsistency. We don't really know like what Jason Tatum we're going to get on a night-to-night basis. Was there a moment for y'all that y'all saw where like things just shifted for him? Because I can't remember what exactly happened with him and why it's been so shaky over the last couple months.
Yeah.
With him.
What do you think, Mo?
I mean, I just think this is who he is. Like, I mean, I just expect it. It's expected with him. But also, I don't know. Their offense is so inconsistent too, and there's just like constant. Okay, we're locked in. We're locked out. I can't really pinpoint anything specifically. I have one pinpoint, but I don't want to shift the entire conversation. So I'm assuming Isaac has a better explanation as for like Tatum and whatever he is.
I think it's early in this year we saw the best version of Tatum ever. for the same reason we saw the best version of the Celtics ever. They were hitting all of their shots. Tatum was shooting extremely well from three on a very tough shot diet. You know, the step backs he loves to take. And they said he was getting to the rim extremely well. We saw him fall off in the same exact time we saw the Celtics have that little struggle where they've dropped from the 1 seed to the 3 seed for a while, around January or so. And so Celtics fans talk about this a lot. They think that he just has no bag anymore, that he's taking the mid-range out of his game on purpose to maximize efficiency and play Missoula ball. And he does step-back threes and drives to the rim. And if you're a Celtics fan, it's detrimental to him because... You know, you're relying on step back threes nonstop. He's playing almost Harden-like style from a 6'7" wing. Yeah, that's kind of his go-to moves now. So it just doesn't give you a lot of versatility, and you're more prone to going cold when you're taking these type of shots. Like it's the same reason Steph Curry has a lot of games in the finals that are like weirdly inefficient, and that stands out in people's mind. They say he's not a good playoff performer. I mean, yeah, when you're shooting nothing but threes, occasionally you're gonna have a bad shooting luck, and it's gonna happen. Not really indicative of your skill. It's just that's how the math works out. And I think that's kind of why you see Tatum be very streaky. It's because he has an extremely hard shot diet and doesn't choose to take a lot of stuff to balance that.
That's very interesting. What version of Tatum would y'all want? Would y'all want this version of Tatum or the one where he's trying to take every hard shot that Kobe ever took?
Yeah, sophomore year Kobe.
Yeah,
sophomore year Tatum.
I want to mix of both, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
that's perfect Tatum. But like, if you're only gonna get one of those, like, would you rather him have the bag and then the bag end up with turnaround jumpers, but like they go in maybe a little bit, or he's just taking step back threes and you have nights where he's 1 for 7.
I mean, this version is the best version of Tatum I've ever seen. He's most impactful, and it's also he doesn't not want to take mid range jumpers. Like there was a clip that was on Twitter a couple of days ago where it was a clip from him his first playoff run as a rookie. Mm-hmm. And he had like attacked somebody downhill, looked super smooth, pulled up, hit the mid-range shot, and somebody was like, "Oh my God, this man's bag has gotten so much worse." Celtics fans were in a frenzy. But it's also they defended him different. He was a rookie. Now he's a superstar.
There's scouting reports.
Exactly. They get defended in a certain way to take away their skills, and for him, they're throwing doubles to him when he gets to the free throw line. They're throwing nail defenders to him so he can't get to the rim. He's not open to take these mid-range shots as often. So he said, okay, I'm going to learn from Harden, but with my own flair. I'm going to take threes in a way that I can get my shot off every time and not have to worry about extra defenders. I'm going to make the pass be more of a playmaker when they throw doubles. Like he just is forced to play a different style of play now, so I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing.
Yeah, I can agree with that. And speaking of style of play, just to flop real quick back to the 76ers, something that they need to do so much more often is attack Al Horford and try to get him off of the floor, because right now on the offensive side of things, he's not giving the Celtics much. He's giving them like 6-7 points a night on terrible efficiency, shooting like 40% from the field, and that's because he shoots jump shots most of the time. But he's not giving them anything, and also he's like the age is catching up to him quickly. And a part of the reason why the Atlanta Hawks series was a little bit more extended for the Celtics than you'd like is because the Hawks found out, oh shit, Al Horford, he can barely move. Let's get this man right now. He has cement feet. And so I saw the Sixers do a lot of that. I feel like that's what happened a lot, and that's a part of the reason why they went ahead and won in such a shocking way against the Celtics. But having Joel Embiid in there kind of like throws that off a lot. They have to play a completely different style of basketball, a style of basketball that some could think like me, that doesn't 110% utilize Harden to the best things that he can do. But when you have like Joel Embiid, like, bro, I'm gonna do whatever Joel Embiid needs to eat because that's the best way to win. Yeah. So it's tough, but Al Horford having them out there on an island by himself, guarding Tyrese Maxey and James Harden sounds like something that they need to do more of.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Real quick, going back to Harden, did y'all see that quote where he just fried Donovan's shit? Where he was like, he's like, yeah, all year they say I'm not out here dropping 40 because they asked him, he dropped 45. He's like, yeah, I've been able to do this. I've been doing this for years. All year, I didn't do this, and y'all said he can't do this anymore. He's not the same Harden. But I'm out here averaging 21 and 10, and when I did do that, you said that style couldn't win. Now I'm sacrificing being an elite playmaker. I knew I could do both. What do you want from me?
You have 24
He's
hours
spitting.
to respond, Donovan. What do you say?
Facts. He's spitting. Low-key.
This what we gonna do?
No, I'm joking, but realistically, like we all kind of everybody. He's right. Like he's 100%. He fried all of us. He fried the entire fan base.
Yeah.
Because we all said like, oh, he's not old hard anymore. Like he can't score like that. That sucks. But he's like purposely not doing it. You know what I mean? And you could argue with whether that style of play is the best thing for him to do. But I think he showed he could still do both. It's a purposeful thing, and he's responding to people saying a style of play wouldn't work. So he's doing what people want him to do, and now nobody's happy about it.
Man, Donovan, what you got to say?
Okay, let me pull this up real quick. Right. So James Harden, right? Oh yeah, I can do that every night. Yeah, James Harden scored 45 in game 1. The next night, what we had last night? 2 of 14, 0 of 6 from 3. Do it every night then, right? Do it every night. If you can consistently do it, let me see it. And we fried you for years because you would score 45 for 10 months straight, and then when the lights got bright, you would do this, go 2 of 14 and go 0 of 6 from 3. I don't want to hear this from James Harden. I don't want to hear that he didn't fry anything. He got the win. It was a very good win and a very good game from James Harden. And then Peyton Pritchard ran him off the floor.
Damn.
and they got dominated. I don't want to hear anything from James Harden on this.
Yeah,
I'm
joking, but there is something to the fact that he changed the style of play on purpose to go towards what people were saying, and nobody liked it. Like,
yeah,
he definitely can't win when it comes to that.
Yeah, exactly, bro. People just don't like Harden, and that's just what it is. And
Facts.
the things that he's done in the past, like he's just known, and he will never be able to like shake that playoff choker. That playoff choker.
Come out. What happened? What happened this year when Joel goes out?
What do you mean?
You tell me.
Why, if James Harden can do it every single night, why is he not doing it when Joel Embiid is?
Well, he is. I think I saw a number of people talking about this. And you look at his minutes with Joel, on the bench. He's averaging like 21 points per 75 possessions with Joel playing, and 28.7 with Joel off the court. So like he is doing that.
Are those? I'm saying those are in games when Joel is there, or just like in general.
It's total. Any minutes that Joel's not playing, and minutes where he does playing. So that counts for both.
Okay.
So to an extent, we have seen that. But you're right. It is harder when Joel's not there, and he's the guy that the defense is pointing at. So you're right.
And he can't do that no more.
I mean, last game we saw him with no Joel.
That's a coaching thing in my mind. That's a coaching thing.
Yeah. But we'll see. I think that's enough about this series. It's TBD how Joel looks the rest of the series, and TBD what James Harden does. Do you guys still have the Celtics winning it?
Sheesh.
Yes. But I'm not confident. I don't really trust the Celtics right now, but I trust the Sixers less than I trust the Celtics.
That's a great way to put it.
Yeah,
I can't believe the Bucks folded, man. The Bucks should be in these conversations.
I'm going to disagree. I'm going to say I have Philly with this, even though Philly, bro, they're just known to. They have people on their roster just known to disappoint. But the Celtics, I just hate the way that they're looking, the inconsistency of their play. I just can't bet on it. But I also can't bet on the Sixers. But Joel Embiid won his MVP, and Harden dropped 45. No one saw that shit coming. When's the last time we saw a James Harden 45-point game? I can't tell you. It's been a minute.
Fucking Trump administration.
yeah. It's been a minute, And so seeing that and seeing 70 or 60% Joel Embiid, I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna hate myself for saying that, but I'm gonna take it.
Yeah. Let's talk about this last series we haven't touched on before we get out of here and get to TikTok time. The least interesting, boring ass games that nobody wants to talk about: Knicks versus Heat.
Don't do that.
I'm just kidding. I'm joking. I'm just hating.
Listen, the New York Knicks are here. We evened the series up. I think. Listen, Jimmy Butler was Jimmy Butler in Game 1, and him and. Even going down with the injury, he had done enough up until that point to really just set a really good foundation for everybody else to kind of close the game out. I think that Brunson has come alive now. He had a very strong second half. Josh Hart is the greatest role player of all time. He almost had a triple double.
He is Andre Iguodala.
He's the GOAT, man. I love Josh Hart, but I think especially if Jimmy's going to be hurt moving forward in this series. I don't trust Miami and Gabe Vincent to be, to be offensive juggernauts. Now, you can't tell Gabe Vincent that he thinks that it is his time. He's been knocking down shots, but they have to work so hard to get these shots, and I don't think that's consistent when you don't have anybody who can create separation, getting to the basket like that, especially if Bam isn't going to be averaging, like 24, 25 or whatever, and like picking up the offensive load. If you're putting everything on, it's funny, but if you're putting everything on Gabe Vincent, it's not going to work.
Everything's on Gabe Vincent's shoulders.
it really feels, when you watch game 2, it really felt like that. It felt like they were running the offense to him, and I think I think Brunson has found his groove. His shot is falling. Mitchell Robinson is rebounding really well. RJ Barrett, we cooked RJ Barrett for the way that he started that Cavs series. He played really well in the second half of the series. He's played fairly well in this series as well. I think New York just has more guys right now, and
Absolutely.
they're just gonna end up winning.
I think I have to assume Jimmy's going to play game 3 and beyond. And just because of Jimmy Butler, I'm going to assume he's going to look pretty close to what Jimmy Butler always looked like.
Mm-hmm.
And if that's going to be the case, I think I'm going to pick Miami to win the series still. They took home court advantage. They got their game on the road, which is all they had to do. You go to the first 2 games in New York, all you had to do was win 1, which is probably why they were comfortable letting Jimmy rest game 2. It wasn't a big deal. If he comes back, I feel like if it was a game 7, he would have played. So if he comes back with that extra couple days of rest and plays, I think you're seeing Gabe Vincent come alive. Kyle Lowry is doing good things again, weirdly. Kevin Love looks like he's a usable player in this series. Maybe that was just because Julius wasn't playing game 1 and it was easy for him to hide.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're getting enough from the guys they need to get stuff from that Jimmy can take them all the way. And especially if Julius isn't going to be entirely healthy, Brunson's dealing with a lagging injury, I'm going to trust Jimmy over them. It's reductive, but I think I'm still going to go with the Heat.
Yeah, I agree with that. I do think that the Knicks just straight up have more talent than them from like head to toe compared to Miami. But because of Jimmy is Jimmy, he's the second coming of Jesus Christ whenever it's the playoffs for some reason. Like, I'm going to lean that way a little bit more. And also who he has on that bench, specifically Eric Spoelstra, and his ability just to take everybody's strengths and put you in the right position in the perfect place to win at the end of the day. Like, it's on them if they perform or not. But just like seeing how he's putting Gabe Vincent in certain positions and like all the type of shots that he likes to take, and sometimes he makes them, he misses them, and lately he's been making them and whatnot. Like, I don't know. I just like that. I like to lean that way a little bit more. I wouldn't rely on RJ Barrett. He's been doing good. Shout out to him. Kudos to him. Like, we're the number one RJ Barrett haters, or at least 2 of the 3 of us are.
Yeah.
And I just don't.
Listen, I was starting to turn. I was starting to turn on RJ, but he's come alive.
He won't fool me. It's 2 games. He won't fool me.
He won't fool me.
He's gotten hot from 3 before. He'll get hot from 3 again. I don't care.
But if he can stay hot for just 3 more games, then the Knicks are onto the Eastern Conference Finals. I think with RJ playing well, and also the Knicks are just out. They're winning the boards by a very, very like high margin. And they can rebound, and so like the offensive rebounding, which was like a really big deal in the Cavs series. It's the same thing here, and like I'm looking at the numbers now, the Knicks through 2 games are plus 13 on the glass.
That's crazy.
They were plus 16 in game 2. If they can control the boards and if they can get those offensive rebounds and get extra possessions, I don't think Miami has enough defense to continue to scramble off of those rebounds and defend the 3.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, this is a weird series where, because of the injuries we've seen so far, it's hard to have any really strong opinion about anything we've seen. Game 1, no Julius. Game 2, no Jimmy. It's like we haven't had a single game that we really learned what both teams are going to be like matchup-wise, at full strength.
Yeah.
So it's like I don't even know what to say. Like, it's, if you went into it thinking the Heat were going to win, I feel like you probably still think that way. If you went into it thinking the Knicks were going to win, you probably still think that way too.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm looking at this series. I hate Jimmy Butler and his media day photo and the fact that it is still up on NBA.com with the shaved face and the faux locks. This is crazy. I can't stand this picture. But yeah,
he's a villain for real.
But yes, absolutely. I think the Knicks are in good position. I think they right now are trending in the right direction. Whereas with the Heat, you're still hoping that that Jimmy can play.
Yeah,
and you're trying to find offense from other sources. Where New York is starting to click again. I think it was just a bad game one. And the Knicks, at least in the first half of game one, they were in control of that game, right? And things just kind of fell apart at the end. But I feel like they've played better basketball in more quarters of this series than the Heat have. And so if we're just talking about finishing, if they're I think at the end of the day, we're just talking about being able to finish in the fourth quarter. They were able to do that in game two. And I don't think that Miami has some crazy home court advantage where the Knicks couldn't go in there and get a game and even the series up and make it, a best of three.
Yeah, for sure. At the end of the day, Miami's still at the mercy of injuries more than the Knicks are, so it might come down to that.
100%.
Fun fact, Mitchell Robinson is averaging more offensive rebounds than defensive rebounds. Averaging
so weird.
5 offensive rebounds per game and 4 defensive rebounds, bro. That is so wacky, but so valuable.
He's a monster.
Yeah,
he's a monster.
Man, that's such a weird, strange quirk that's also incredibly valuable.
Yeah, exactly. He's going to get a good payday. He's going to get a good payday whenever his time comes.
When does his time come?
He was drafted in 2018. I think
contract.
Yeah, he was drafted in 2018. I know for sure, and it may come. I don't know if it's gonna come this summer. It might come this summer, actually.
Is it contract year, Mitchell? I can't remember what his contract situation is.
No. So Mitch signed a 4-year, $60 million deal 2 years ago.
Oh, that's right.
So he has next year, then the year after.
Okay. Yeah, I forgot he extended.
You have 2 more
it's
years.
Weird. You couldn't tell because
right.
the way he'd be talking on Snapchat and shit, telling us, "You didn't want to be here." Like, who would have known?
I forgot he was being a crybaby earlier this season. That was wild.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, exactly. Had Pierre from Through the Wire saying, "Shut the hell up."
That was hilarious.
Yeah.
Before we move on to TikTok time, one more thing we gotta talk about that I forgot about. The Bucks have finally fired Coach Mike Budenholzer.
It's broken hour time. Time to get a professional coach.
Yeah, time to get a real guy in there that actually will coach and not just pep talk and build culture.
Early thoughts. Who do you think they're getting?
Nick Nurse. It's Nick Nurse.
I feel like they should be a little bit wary of Nick Nurse.
There's only one coach in the market that is more talented than Mike Budenholzer, and it's Nick Nurse.
I would lean towards Kenny Atkinson personally.
I think
it'd be malpractice to give Giannis Kenny Atkinson.
I was thinking about Kenny. I think they should interview D'Antoni.
I do not.
D'Antoni.
I do.
That's interesting.
I do. I think.
I don't know.
I think the problem with the Bucks is that their offense has been very, very stagnant. Even whenever they've been good, and I think that even in Houston, they had years where they had good defenses because D'Antoni just wasn't running the defense, and I think that potentially, right, you should at least look at it and just say like maybe we bring D'Antoni in, give the defense to somebody else, and also if you have Drew, Brook, and Giannis, you have enough of a defensive infrastructure to where you're not going to be trash on defense. Yeah. So like maybe look at it, right?
Sure.
If you want a different option.
The hard part is for all of Bud's faults, for his inability to adjust and not be a particularly creative offensive coach with that talent, he is like the premier culture builder in the NBA. Everywhere he goes, he builds the best culture. Everybody buys in, wants to be there. And that's why the Bucks have been so good and their schemes have been so tight-knit. Yeah. Whether you say they're too tight-knit, but they've all bought in and done the way they want to be played. All the players played the way the coach wants them to play because people will run through a fucking wall for Mike Budenholzer. D'Antoni's not that type of guy. So to go from 100 to 0 in terms of locker room culture would be kind of tough.
I feel like as long as you have Kostas Antetokounmpo doing the most unnecessary things ever, you will be fine when it comes to terms of culture.
Thanasis?
Yeah, Thanasis, my bad.
Fuck it, make him the coach.
Yeah, exactly.
Have them boys playing rugby out there. That's crazy.
Yeah. But I feel like Nick Nurse is like a unique blend of the only guy you're going to find as X's and O's better than Bud, while also giving them a new voice in the locker room who he had issues with Toronto with a locker room presence. That's why he's out.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's not Mike D'Antoni. Mike D'Antoni's like fucking useless as a locker room presence. Have you ever heard that guy talk on a podcast?
No.
I've not heard D'Antoni talk.
He didn't motivate me as a podcast listener. He has no bass in his voice.
Yeah, I'm dead. He has no bass in his voice. Oh my god, that's hilarious.
Wow.
Let's do it.
All right, cool.
Yeah,
Right,
that's
cool.
that on D'Antoni.
Nick Nurse, you're officially a Milwaukee Buck.
Yeah,
That's
we'll
cool.
knight him. Shoulder.
I guess so.
Right, man. You know what time it is?
Let's get to it.
TikTok, TikTok,
This
TikTok,
is TikTok
TikTok,
time.
TikTok, TikTok, TikTok.
Tell them about it.
First thing we're going to do, as always, we're going to start with the draft. This time we're going to do the best NBA menaces. NBA menace
Let's
draft.
get it.
Y'all are not ready. Y'all
We
are
need
not ready.
the most Black Air Force energy we could think about.
Yeah, let's release these demons out there.
Yeah. Menace can mean anything. It could mean enforcer. It could mean asshole, bully, whatever it may be. We're going to leave it open-ended and see where it goes.
Absolutely.
Let's do it. Who has the first pick?
I have second pick. Who's before me?
I think I do.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
Donovan has the first pick.
Okay, I'm second, most third.
Yeah.
So, let's draft NBA. I'm trying to do the hand thing.
yeah.
Hands
Do
in the
that
pocket.
shit.
Let's draft NBA lineup. See, now it feels weird because I'm just moving my head.
Do it.
do the
Be
shit.
you.
Yeah.
Let's draft NBA lineups.
Embrace yourself.
Let's draft NBA lineups with the. How do you even phrase this? Let's draft NBA lineups with the greatest NBA menaces. We need Black Air Force energy.
Yeah.
All right. Let me get the wildest dude in NBA history. Give me Dennis Rodman, first pick overall.
Ooh, okay.
You couldn't
I'm
be
gonna
wrong
go.
with that.
Yeah, that's objective 1-1 right there.
Yes.
I'm gonna go with a second pick. I got him last draft. Give me Wilt Chamberlain, which you might not think of him as a menace, but Kareem Abdul-Jabbar told a story one time where he spit on a guy's head and said, "How's the weather down there? It's raining up here."
God.
That's disgusting.
Menace.
Yeah,
That's
that's disgusting. That's nasty, bro. All right, cool. Y'all came out swinging. Y'all came out absolutely swinging.
Are you going with David West?
Again?
That has to be
You will never
one
live
of
that down.
the most fumbled. Okay. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead. Give me the most hated man on the internet, Dylan Brooks, and then I'm gonna
First pick is
loop
wild.
back. Yeah, I'm gonna loop back. Go ahead and give me NBA youngboy DeJounte Murray. He's a douchebag for no reason, bro. Shoving refs, bro. He's bouncing ball off of Jabari Smith's head, bro. He's an ass, but I love it.
Second pick, give me one of the best trash talkers, Kevin Garnett.
Oh, nice, yeah.
That's good.
nice.
That's good. I'm so surprised that this guy fell to me.
Oh, I just remembered.
Give me Ron Artest.
Ah, damn.
Y'all fumbled. Dennis
you got
Rodman
the
and
most
Ron Artest on
disrespectful
the
dude.
same team.
Yeah,
We're winning every fight. We might lose. We're going 0-82 on the court, 82-0 on the fight. So I have Dennis Rodman, Ron Artest. I'm mad that you picked Kevin Garnett, but I will get. You know what? Actually, no. I'll go with the guard. Give me Gary Payton.
Ooh, that's a good pick.
I like that. Who you got, Isaac?
Okay, my turn again?
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't have. Can't get Ron Artest. Not a lot of wings available here. I'm gonna go with. You know what I'm gonna go with?
Who?
Give me Christopher. Give me Christopher Emmanuel Paul.
He's a
biggest-
bitch.
That's good.
The most annoying
Oh my
player in
God.
NBA history.
God, he's amazing, bro. I love that dude, but damn, bro. No. Oh my God.
Nah, we might have to cut that.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely cut that.
Okay, your turn.
All right, cool. All right, so I got DeJounte Murray as my guard, and then I got Dylan Brooks as my 2 or 3. Okay, I'm gonna shift things around on my lineup a little bit. So give me Tony Parker. Do not bring your wife around that man. Some very
Ooh, that's a
dangerous
good
things will
pick.
happen.
That's good.
And then
That's
on top
good.
of Tony Parker, give me one of the most disrespectful superstars who's thriving today in the NBA, Jimmy Butler. He will harass your coaching staff, your fans, everybody, bro. Give me Jimmy Butler.
Okay.
That's okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna pick to fill my backcourt next to Chris Paul. Give me Patrick Beverly. How have we not picked this man?
Nah, that's good.
yeah,
That's good.
He,
I was hoping he came back on my side.
This man is the devil incarnate. Give me him.
All right. Let me see how to do this. So what do I have? So I have Dennis Rodman, Ron Artest, Gary Payton. Let me get the guy who can get a technical foul just by looking at the ref. Give me Rasheed Wallace.
Damn, he was on my list. Damn.
That's hilarious.
All right. And then lastly, okay, this one's really tough. I wish I had a 6-man so bad. But I need another guard. Give me Bruce Bowen.
Okay.
Bruce Bowen literally kicked a man in the face during an NBA game. I need that on my team. I need that.
While we're on the topic of kickers, give me Mr. Big Boot NBA Shawn Michaels himself. Give me Draymond Green.
Oh, damn.
That's good.
Damn. All right, I love that shit. I love that. Damn. All right, so I got Tony Parker, DeJounte Murray, Dylan Brooks, and Jimmy Butler. I need a big man. I'm going to get crushed in the paint. All right. Go ahead and give me go ahead and give me Ben Wallace.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
Go ahead
good.
and give me Ben Wallace.
He's a mean man. Okay.
Yeah, bro. Okay. Okay. I don't like that wording right there. But he is a
man.
menace.
That's great. Okay. Next thing we're gonna do after that draft. Actually, let's say our teams real quick.
Yeah.
I have Chris Paul, Patrick Beverly, Draymond Green, Kevin Garnett, and Wilt Chamberlain. It's a lot of assholes.
Yeah.
All right. I got Gary Payton, Bruce Bowen, Ron Artest, Dennis Rodman, and Rasheed Wallace.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that 3 front court is crazy.
Yeah. You're not looking to win games. You're just out here to see who can disrespect the most and get the most technical.
Oh, 100%.
Looking
might
for black
win.
eyes.
This is park basketball.
Yeah, exactly. I got Tony Parker, DeJounte Murray, Dylan Brooks, Jimmy Butler, and Ben Wallace. My team caused a commotion.
A lot of commotion.
Yeah. We're causing a
Lot
lot
of
of
ruckus
ruckus
over
on this side.
All right. Next thing we're going to do the second staple that we always do every week now. We're going to do another tier list. This time, we're going to do a young players tier list.
Okay.
So this will be good. All these players are under 25 years old.
Bet.
So let's put these young NBA players into a tier list. First off, Luka Doncic. He's S tier, right?
S.
Gotta be
Yeah.
S tier.
The best young player alive.
Absolutely.
Next up, another white boy, Tyler Hero.
Ooh, this is
He's a B.
steep-
B tier.
I want to
Deserves B?
say, I kind of want to say
He's a B
C
tier?
plus, but B is very fair. I just don't like it.
Yeah, he's a little too good for C, but there's probably
Yeah.
people in B who you're like, oh, he's definitely better. But he definitely deserves B.
Yeah, B is fair. He's improved in aspects here and there, and he's just one of the better shooters in the NBA. B for sure.
Okay. John Morant.
I want to say S. Is S too
I
steep?
feel like that'd be A. I think that'd be A.
He's in a different tier than Luka's in a different tier
by
than
himself? Yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
I think A is fine. You're right. He had
I'm
26. in the
not mad at you
playoffs.
if you want to put Ja at the bottom. I'm not mad at you if you want to put Ja at the bottom of S, but I think he has to get a little more under his belt before he gets there.
Yeah, A tier for sure.
Pause.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that was a major pause. I just didn't want to say anything. No, you want to ruin the TikTok, but okay, let's go.
Shea Gilgeous-Alexander.
A tier as well.
Yeah.
A tier.
Okay.
I thought so as well.
A tier
Okay.
as well. Yeah.
What about Josh Giddey?
C.
He's no,
I want to say B,
I would
but maybe C.
B tier.
Is Josh as good as Tyler?
He does more things.
Low key, I think they're in the same tier.
That's so interesting.
Listen, all the white boys are in B tier. Just put them there. All right.
God.
We're not gonna overrate or underrate. Just put the white boys
Okay,
in
there
B
you
tier.
go.
All right, B. Stamp
Let's
it.
move on.
Jordan Poole.
Oh, he's a C.
C.
He's been playing like a
C
C.
tier.
I think he actually is B, but he's been playing like a C.
Yeah, does he deserve B? Like,
He's
it's
too
tough.
he's too inconsistent to be B.
Okay. Last year he would have been B for sure, but yeah, I think he might have earned his way into C this year.
Damn, that's tough.
That's
How old
tough.
is Austin Reeves?
Oh, hold on.
Okay, sorry.
But Jordan Poole can definitely get
Yeah.
himself back into there though.
Yeah.
I mean, listen. I'm
That
still in shock from the shot that he took, which actually wasn't that bad of a shot, but yeah, he's gonna need to start making those shots to get back in B tier.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a make or miss league. Let's give him C for now.
Evan Mobley.
B. He's not A yet.
He's too good for B. He's on a different tier than Tyler Hero. And
He
Josh
just
Giddey.
dropped 9 points in the playoffs. How is he too good for B?
He was top 3 in Defense Player of the Year voting.
He was top 3, but he was.
And then
bro.
the lights got too bright.
Yeah, exactly. Let's
Are
put
you
him.
putting
Let's
Evan
slow
Mobley
down.
in the same tier as Tyler Hero?
I
Are you
want
looking
to
in the
put
eyes and do that?
I want to put him like B plus tier because I just don't feel like he's the. Do you want to put Evan Mobley in the same category as Ja and
I don't.
and Shea?
You're right.
Yeah,
I don't.
Yeah, no.
Okay,
you can't
fine.
do that.
He's B. You're right. You're right. He's B.
Yeah.
There we go.
You just
It's
witnessed this man put
disrespectful
up.
as fuck.
We just witnessed him put up Kenneth Faried type numbers, bro. Let's put him at B.
What a name.
Wildly disrespectful. Last one, Austin Reeves.
Is he white?
He is white.
Put him in B.
You right.
There he goes.
There you go.
Perfect.
The rules are simple. If he's white, he's a B tier player. Let's move on. Let's not.
Yo,
let's
you're
get
not
too
wrong.
crazy.
That's so crazy.
Let's not get too crazy.
Yeah.
Okay. Next video. Next thing we're gonna do is y'all are gonna rank these point guards I name you without knowing who's next. 1 through 5.
1 through 5.
Okay.
Let's do it.
So y'all have seen these TikToks usually in a randomizer. This time
Yeah.
I'm the randomizer. I'm giving the names.
All right.
That's too much power. I don't like that.
Wait, I just deleted a name. Oh, there it is. Okay. So rank these NBA point guards without knowing who's next. First one, Marcus Smart.
I'm gonna say
4?
The 4 is perfect. 4
4?
is perfect.
4. You guys are going
Yeah.
low. Okay.
He's the defensive player
but-
of the year, but there's a lot of. I'll take so many more point guards over him.
Because he's a fraudulent DPOY.
D.
Kyrie Irving.
1 or 2. What do you think?
If he has, I'll say 2. I'll say
fair.
2.
Yeah. 2's
Okay.
fair. 2's fair.
I'll say 2.
2's
Yeah.
very fair.
We're waiting on the big hitters.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, we'll
I feel
say
like
2.
there's better.
Alex Caruso.
5.
5.
Yeah.
That's easy 5.
There's no worse.
Okay. Ja Morant.
Is he 1?
Ja would be 1.
Yeah.
I'm
1.
not gonna. What
Feels
if I have Steph
uncomfortable.
Curry?
That'll be. You
Listen,
wouldn't do
if
that
he
to us.
Okay, last one. Killian Hayes.
Ooh,
He's really 5.
there
You gotta
is
put
worse.
him at 3 now.
Damn.
What a list.
Damn. There is worse than Alex Caruso. Killian Hayes.
He got us.
Yeah. That was good.
He tricked us.
That was good. That's gonna bang.
like
Because
that.
Killian Hayes is in there.
Okay. Next thing we're gonna do. We've been doing a lot of which NBA logo is better, old or new, and which jersey is better, old or new, where we're comparing the previous branding of a team to their current stuff.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna do something similar, but it's gonna be about players that play for those teams. So I'm gonna do. Let's say the hook now. Which NBA player is better, old or new? And I'm gonna keep it to the teams.
Perfect.
Nikola Jokic or Carmelo Anthony? Nuggets legends.
Jokic.
Jokic has 2 MVPs. He
Yeah.
has 2 MVPs.
Okay.
It's Jokic.
Yeah.
Just want to test. I want to test your Carmelo standness over there.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't-
A lot of
don't
people not
blame
going. A lot of people not
Listen,
going.
you asked me tomorrow. I don't know.
So listen, they lose game 3. I don't know.
Only 115 is getting. There's a reason why they let Jokic carry that number 15, bro.
Oh.
Yeah.
You shut your mouth.
Shea Gilgeous-Alexander versus Gary Payton.
I think it's still Gary Payton right now, but
Yeah.
Shay's on his way though. He's
Shea was
doing
at the
things.
Met Gala, bro. Gary Payton has never sniffed an event like that in his life.
Gary Payton has never worn a fit that hard. That is a strong point to consider.
Yeah, exactly. Can he
Gary
articulate
Payton
his
was in the
thoughts in his?
playoffs.
Can he articulate his thoughts as well in them IG captions as Shea? I don't know, man.
Listen. Gary Payton was always busy in April.
Oh,
that is true. Give me Gary.
yeah. Realistically, Gary Payton still deserves it, but listen, a few more years of Shea averaging 30, he's going to be giving him a run for his money.
Agreed.
Joel Embiid versus Allen Iverson.
Now this is so good. This is such a good
MVP versus MVP.
Yeah, MVP.
I'm taking
versus
AI.
MVP.
I'm taking AI. I know Joel is fire on both ends of the floor. AI has been to a conference finals. He's been to a finals.
True.
He's more durable than Joel Embiid is.
True.
I think I would take him. Also, his vibes are just much better. It's Allen Iverson.
You're absolutely right. His swagger, his aura is just immaculate. But I have to take Joel Embiid though. I think just straight up he's a better player.
Yeah, call me say it's my age showing, but I'm picking Joel Embiid. I think that level of skill and defense plus playmaking plus scoring from a big man is super rare. I got to go with that.
Yeah, exactly, bro. Agreed.
Y'all never wore a sock as a shooting sleeve. I see. You guys were not influenced.
I have been exposed.
All right. DeMarcus Cousins versus Domantas Sabonis. Sacktown big men.
Prime
DeMarcus.
Boogie clears.
Ooh,
Clears.
It was nasty. Yeah,
He would have never been embarrassed the way Sabonis was.
Yeah,
he never would have let Draymond stomp on his chest.
Never.
Put
He
Prime
would have stomped
Boogie-
back.
Yeah, put Prime Boogie in this series against the Warriors. He's easily given them 26, 12, and 6, bro. And also he's beating Draymond over the head with a chair like it's TLC in WWE. It's not even close. He clears.
Yeah. I'm playing with Boogie.
Neither one could really defend. They're both solid playmakers. Sabonis is probably a better passer, but I think the scoring output of DeMarcus Cousins is so much better that he probably gets the nod.
Boogie would give Sabonis buckets right now.
And Puerto
Line
Rico.
him up. Line him up. King of the Hill.
All right. Luka Doncic versus Dirk Nowitzki.
Oh, it's still Dirk.
Ooh, I almost said Luka.
Hey, listen, Dirk
no,
deserves
no.
it. Dirk's done way too much to lose it this fast, but when it's all said and done, I will not be shocked if Luka is a better player all time.
Yeah,
He better stop crying.
absolutely.
But he's definitely got to fucking make the play in first before we crown him anything.
Yeah,
Talk
exactly.
to him. Talk to him.
Yeah, let him get back in the play in first before we get too crazy.
Yeah, make the play in and start running a little bit more suicides, and I think he'll be straight.
That's funny. Jason Tatum versus Paul Pierce.
This is damn near equal.
This is a hard one.
Yeah, this is equal as hell.
I'm
I
going
think
with Paul Pierce. I'm going with Paul Pierce. Tatum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tatum has not. Tatum hasn't shown me enough in the playoffs.
What is Paul Pierce better at though?
I think he's more clutch.
Okay, well,
I mean, listen.
What else?
Most of that they're equal, right? And I truly think that like their impacts are fairly similar, very equal. And at that point, it just comes down to vibes and who do I trust more. And I think I trust Paul Pierce more than I trust Jason Tatum. So I'll take him.
okay.
I'm not gonna die.
I
over
want to
the hill.
lean Tatum,
Same.
but let me get one more. I want to lean Tatum, but I'm gonna give. I can't talk, but I'm gonna go Pierce until we see how this playoff run ends for Tatum. If he makes another finals run and shows that he can really perform at the highest level deep in the playoffs, then I'll give him the nod.
Agreed. Let's roll.
But I
with
think
this,
on paper
though.
he's probably better at more things.
Yeah, agreed. Same.
Yeah, 'cause he's a better defender, probably a little bit better of a passer, just as good of a volume scorer. Like I don't really see what Paul Pierce does better.
Paul Pierce was stabbed multiple times and came back and played 82 games.
Ooh, durability! I forgot about that.
Yeah, durability
is
is
insane.
thing.
He survived the stabbing, so yeah, I'll take Paul Pierce.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, that's that. Next thing we're gonna do is you guys are gonna have to guess the all-time leaders in steals.
Okay.
Damn.
So let's see 1 through 5. And you guess a name, and then once you get it, I'll tell you where they were in the list.
Perfect.
So,
All right.
Can y'all guess the NBA all-time leaders in steals?
I think we can.
Can y'all guess the NBA all-time leaders in steals? I said it weird the first time. Okay. Go ahead.
John Stockton.
John Stockton is number 1.
Leandro Ball should have been on this list, but sadly he's not. Is Gary
Chris
Payton
Paul.
on this list? Chris Paul's definitely on this
Gary
list.
Payton is number 5, and Chris Paul is number 3.
Ooh, look at us go.
Okay. We need 2 and 4.
Okay.
Ooh. All right.
The hard ones.
Yikes.
2 and 4. Yeah.
You got the easy names out of the way.
Let's go with. Is Pistol Pete on this list?
Pistol Pete is not on this list.
Damn. Okay.
Pistol Pete is not even in the... Oh, I'm on blocks. 1 second. Pistol Pete is number... Not relevant. He's not on here.
Damn.
Pistol Pete was a horrible guess. He's not even top 25.
Wow.
Damn.
Is Nate Archibald? Is Tiny?
Nate Archibald is also not top 25.
I'm just throwing out names now. Okay.
Yeah.
2
Okay.
and 4. I feel like...
Paul Pierce is top 25. That's random.
Wow.
He's top 25.
Is Mark
Kobe?
Jackson on this list?
Mark Jackson is not, and nor is Kobe Bryant.
Damn. Okay.
All right, let's see. Go,
Jordan's on this list, right?
Jordan is number 4.
There you go. Okay. So we need the second. It's going to be a guard, I feel like.
You got to think about guys who played for a long time to be that high.
Yeah. Second is a lot, dude.
A lot of fucking steals. He has 2,685 steals. That's a lot of steals.
Who was number 1 again?
John Stockton.
Okay, cool.
Is Steve Nash number 2?
Steve Nash is not number 2. Sorry to break it to you.
Dang.
Someone who played for a very long time. Super sad.
Jason Kidd?
Bro, no.
Dang.
Jason Kidd is number 2.
Okay. I was like, he said, gotta be lying. This is a W. Clutch.
Let's go.
There we go. It's funny with the new TikTok thing now. I got to think, as I'm listening to you guys, I'm thinking about like, TikTok edit. I'm like, is this going to get a minute? Because they have to be a minute long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that too fast? Okay. We have one more video to do before we get out of here.
Please.
We're going to do another draft of sorts that we're going to test out. And if this goes well, maybe we'll start doing it every week. But instead of drafting teams, we're going to draft the perfect basketball player. So, instead of 1 through 5, we're going to go athleticism, handles, shooting, passing, and defense.
Okay.
And you got to pick a player for one of those spots. And then, obviously, if a player gets picked, you can't pick them from a different spot.
And this is only current day players.
Yeah, we're going to do players in the NBA right now.
Perfect.
Got you.
So, let's build the perfect NBA player. Well, how did I say I was going to phrase it? Let's build the perfect NBA player with skills from only not existing.
From only
Let's
current?
build the perfect, current. Let's build the perfect NBA player with skills from only current players. And then I guess I'll get first pick, Donovan second pick, Mo third pick.
Let's do it.
Let's move that way.
Easy.
Wait,
first pick.
Wait, is that how we're doing, or am I third now?
Oh, we're not doing it in the same order as the drafts.
Okay.
Well, I just threw. We'll do a different order for these.
Bet.
First pick, give me Curry shooting. Is the easy one.
Okay.
Okay, that's fair. Give me Zion's athleticism.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's nice. Okay. For passing, give me Luka's passing.
Okay,
He might
I'm
be the
surprised you
best
went passing
passer in the
first, but okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
should we do a
then-
snake draft for this too?
I think
Snake
we might
draft?
as well.
Yeah, we might as well. Go ahead.
Yeah, we might as well. And then for shooting, it's only natural. Give me Klay Thompson. Oh wait, actually,
Okay.
I take that back.
No.
You guys can't do that.
Clay.
You guys can't do.
No.
You're ruining the fun. You're ruining
You
the
said
fun.
the name.
Don't
you
ruin the TikTok.
You said first and last name.
Don't ruin the TikTok. All right. Don't ruin the TikTok.
No.
You telling me
your turn.
is there a better option than Klay Thompson?
Yes, and I'm about to take him. For my shooting, give me Damian Lillard shooting.
You're an ass. You're an ass. Yes.
All right, well, I can't believe you guys let this fall to me. Give me Giannis's athleticism.
Oh, that's cool.
I have a 6'11" demon with Curry shooting. Oh, I won.
Oh, we got his body too. I forgot. I forgot we were putting like body type into.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then you know what? Give me Kyrie handles.
Shit. Now we're cooked.
Okay. Okay, that's fine.
Top
That's fine.
that.
All right, Zion shooting. Let me see. I gotta get passing handles. Underrated handles all time. Give me Steph Curry's handles.
I already picked Steph.
Oh, I can't pick anything from
Yeah,
Steph.
you can't pick the same. You can't duplicate players.
Dang, I did not know that. Okay,
Now it gets difficult.
now it does. Defense. I want somebody versatile. Give me Bam Adebayo's defense.
Okay.
Ooh,
Give
okay,
me
that's a good pick.
defensive player of the year, Jaren Jackson Jr. defense.
You are only playing 20 minutes a night. You gonna foul.
Hey, them 20, you gonna feel them 20 minutes though, believe that. Oh.
Pause.
Yeah, you could. I could hear pause. Okay,
wild.
so I got shooting, passing, and defense. For athleticism, let me pick his teammate, John Morant. Athleticism.
Okay, that's a good pick. So you got a guard with all these skills. Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Forgive me because I can't remember already. But give me Nikola Jokic's passing.
Oh,
That's
a
nice.
good pick.
That's nice. Arguably the best passer in the NBA.
Okay. So defense. Again, you let me get the best one. Give me Anthony Davis defense.
Not the best. He did not win Defensive Player of the Year, but I like that.
If you watched round one, you thought Jaren was a better defensive player than him, you're watching with your eyes closed.
It's a regular season award.
And lastly, passing. Give me LeBron James.
Nice. Can't be mad at that.
I smoked y'all.
Did y'all really?
Nah. Did you?
Nah, I don't think you smoked.
Wait,
I
did you
don't
hear this?
I think the Giannis thing is really tough to get by.
Yeah, and the Steph thing.
Yeah, the Giannis and the Steph thing is really tough.
Okay, for handles, Loki, give me Paul George's handle.
Okay. I think there's a lot of better options, but that's not terrible.
Damn. I think all I need is handles too. I got athleticism, that's Josh. Shooting, Klay Thompson. Passing, I got who the hell's my passing?
Luka.
Yeah, Luka's my passing.
Your first
defense. Yeah, exactly. Defense. Did I choose defense already?
You got Jaren.
Yeah, Jaren. So for handles,
well done,
give me Trae Young for handles. I'm gonna
Okay,
be slippery
that's
as
a good
all on the court.
All right, well, that's the end of that video. I have Steph Curry shooting, Giannis athleticism, Kyrie Irving handles, LeBron James passing, and Anthony Davis defense.
With Giannis's athleticism, though, does that mean you have Giannis' body too? Because that
Yeah.
changes things. You got Giannis' body too. Okay.
Yeah.
Shit. Yeah, that's different. You lost it. All right. You got
who
that
you
2K
got,
player
Mo?
build. All right. So I got John Morant athleticism, Klay Thompson shooting. I got Trae Young handles, Luka passing, and Jaren Jackson Jr. defense. I think I did damn good.
That's disgusting.
You have a guard as the best shot blocker in the league.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
Best shot blocking guard in the goddamn league. Yeah, who shoots like Clay. Goddamn, so tough to stop.
Yeah, that's crazy. All right, I have Zion's athleticism. Wait, let me get this right. Okay, I have Zion's athleticism, Paul George handles, Damian Lillard shooting, Nikola Jokic passing, and Bam Adebayo defense. That's
good.
Listen, that's tough. That's
Tough.
Is
Y'all
that
fucked up
not
and let me
like
obliterate
peak
you, but you
KD
have a
though?
good second.
Imagine Zion Williamson pulling from half court.
We're cooked. Yeah, there's no stopping that. You're absolutely right about that.
That's me. That's me.
Now imagine Giannis doing it.
Nah.
That's me. All right, man. That's the end of the episode. Donovan, what should they comment?
You can't put me on the spot like this. I don't know.
Comment Heat in 7.
Heat
you
and 7.
bum.
Ooh.
You
There you
bum.
go. That's the end of the episode.
See ya.